Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I am going to start by showing you one of the original Monopoly boards. This is a game designed by a woman called Elizabeth McGee, and it was called the Landlord's Game, and she patented this in 1903. And what happened was something like 20, 30 years later, a guy called Charles Darrow came across this game. He was playing it with some friends because Elizabeth McGee, she didn't really market it. She just passed it on to some friends. And friends played with friends and friend plays with friends. And Charles Darrow came across it. And then what he did was a, he sold the game to Parker Brothers. And Parker Brothers then licensed it and marketed it and made a lot of money in the process, as did Charles Darrow, who claimed it as his. In total, the game that Darrow brought to Parker Brothers has now sold hundreds of millions of copies worldwide, and he received royalties throughout his life. Now, hundreds of millions of copies of Monopoly have been sold ever since whenever it was when Parker Brothers sold it. It's an incredibly successful game, but the woman that invented it, Elizabeth McGee, she got $500, and that was it. That was it. She came up with this invention and she didn't get credited. This is one of the challenges of inventing something. And this is what I'm going to look at in this video. I'm going to be talking about how blockchain is coming to the rescue of inventions and innovation. It's an ICO that's on currently an ERC20 token, and it's the kind of token, the kind of cryptocurrency asset that I like to cover on my channel. ERC20s with passive income. This one allows for passive income, and it's open to US investors. This is the good news. You don't have to be an accredited US investor. You can participate in this ICO without being an accredited investor, just a regular investor from the US. I'm also going to do a little bit on smart containers, PayPal, Shivom, and Apira data, just to let you know what's happening with those. All right, so let's go back to this ICO that the US investors can take part in. I bet you must be thrilled, by the way, to discover that. Click the like button if you like that. Make a comment. Yes, I'm a US investor and I'm interested, or whatever it is you want to make a comment on. Let's have a look at this. Is James Dyson. James Dyson. He is worth currently, I think, about £7.5 billion. He's a billionaire. And this is the cyclonic vacuum cleaner that he invented. And I'm going to go to this website and scroll down to the bottom. This page was revised in April 2005. And just looking at the design of the website, this website has not been updated. However, it does have some useful information about Dyson. So Dyson, as of 2005, according to this website, accounted for 20% of all vacuum cleaner sales in America. And the story is, let's go up a little bit, that, the other thing that Dyson did, apart from inventing the vacuum cleaner, is they have this incredible research department, and they research other inventions which they then go and bring to market. And as of 2005, through the different inventions that Dyson have sponsored, they'd achieved sales of over $10 billion worldwide in 2005. But here's the story of the vacuum cleaner. In 1978, he came across the idea of a bagless cleaner while renovating his country house. So what used to happen in those days is you'd buy a Hoover or a vacuum cleaner, there'd be a bag inside, the dust and the dirt would collect in the bag, and then you'd go and throw away the bag and buy a new bag. He spent 5 years developing this bagless cleaner, building 5,127 prototypes in the process. In 1981, he filed for a US patent application. 2 years later, he produced his first prototype vacuum cleaner, a pink machine called the G-Force. In 1982, he started spending 2 years trawling, looking for someone to license the product. Look, here's this bagless vacuum cleaner. Will you help me license it and bring it to market? One of the companies he approached was Hoover. Now, Hoover said no, because they were making a lot of money from selling bags. As well as selling the vacuum cleaner, the Hoovers, they made money from selling bags afterwards. So they said no. In 1985, Dyson took his product to Japan, where he began to work with a company that imported Filofax, which is a type of small folder diary. and the Japanese started to sell the G-Force in 1986. So he filed for his patent application in 1981, but it wasn't until 5 years later in Japan that it started going on sale. And by 1995, the Dyson DC-01 became the best-selling vacuum cleaner in the United Kingdom, and the rest is history. Now, it really took something for him to bring this to market. And unlike Elizabeth McGee, she was able to get support. He was able to retain ownership of his original invention. But I just want to say this is an article in The Guardian, and it's a fascinating article. I do recommend you read it. I'll link to it in the description below, as I will with the other articles and links that I reference in this video. So that was Dyson. He didn't have the backing of a company, but Texas Instruments did. They are a company, and Texas Instruments, they invented the world's first handheld calculator, patenting it in 1967. According to the Texas Instruments website, Caltech was the code name used for the device during its development. It was released commercially in 1970. The 45-ounce calculator featured a small keyboard with 18 keys and a visual output that displayed up to 12 decimal digits. And in 1971, the first truly pocket-sized electronic calculator to use LED display was brought to market by a company called Busicom. Here you see. And if you look at these, the calculator, the bagless vacuum cleaner, Monopoly, you'll find these in just about every single home certainly in the UK, I think, right? Calculators are ubiquitous in offices all over the world. Monopoly, one of the most widely played games all over. And what you have in each instance is a new innovation, an invention. And then there's the trials and tribulations that each inventor or innovator has. Now with Texas Instruments, it was easy. It was easy because they were a company, they had the money, and they were able to fund the patenting process and bring it to market. But how about if you had put $10 towards the development or the marketing of the calculator, or you'd contributed £100 towards the development or the marketing of the Dyson vacuum cleaner, or you'd put, I don't know, £10 or $10 towards marketing Monopoly, expecting with the idea that you'd get returns when it was successful, that it was a successful product and would make lots and lots of money. You'd get a share of that. That is now possible thanks to blockchain. And I'm now going to let you know about this ICO. It's KAKUSHIN. And let me tell you what KAKUSHIN means. This is their website, kakushin.tech. The pre-sale is on currently, and I think there's a 50% bonus with pre-sale. It's a decentralized innovation and intellectual property driven system. The KAKUSHIN ecosystem uses blockchain to enable innovators to find access to funding, unlocking the potential for groundbreaking creativity all over the world. And you can see that here on the one pager. All right, the more astute of you will have noticed that I have had a change of clothing, and there's going to be another change of clothing because, just to explain, this last week I've been in London for a few days. I'm now in Scotland. I'm getting ready for a family function, and in a few days' time I'm off to the Ukraine. Now, for those of you who follow the videos that I do on MyNextCoin, you may want to know I'm off to the Ukraine because I'm going to be interviewing Boris and some of the other team, meeting with the MyNextCoin team in Kiev. So do watch out for that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the notification bell, and please click the like button, especially if you like the clothes that I'm wearing currently. Hit the dislike button if you don't like my change of clothing. So often I record my videos over several periods, but I've been interrupted, which is why my schedule's a little bit out of whack. Anyway, back to KAKUSHIN. So KAKUSHIN from the website here is derived from the words Kaizen, which means change for better, Kakayu, which means change for revolution, to give KAKUSHIN, Kaku plus Shin, which means a revolution in innovation, in new or innovation. So what they're doing is they're bringing together inventors, innovators, funding them, supporting them with patents, and then bringing those products to market. And they've already been going successfully for a while now. They've got several products that are out there being piloted. One of them, which I found out about in the interview with John Dunindora, who's one of the founders, is a data management system in one of the top airports in the world. They're piloting it now. And if it's successful, what will happen is they will then market it out into other airports. And this data management system gives access to all sorts of data that the airport didn't have before. It's really, really useful. And what happens, how the KAKUSHIN platform works, is with your KKN tokens, you can then say, okay, I want to back this invention, or I want to back this invention, or I want to back this invention, and then you receive a share of the profits that that invention makes. So that's KAKUSHIN. I'm going to take you over now to let you know about PayPy and smart containers and Shibom and Apira data. Please note there is a change of